there are more water molecules in this cup of water than there are cups of water in all the world's ocean. That's how small molecules are. So what that means is if I take this and toss it out, there's enough molecules in what I toss to enter every other possible cup of water anyone draws from the world's water supply. There's enough to scatter to every possible cup of water in the world. So if I drink this, it comes back out of my body in some way or another, any one of a half dozen ways. That re-enters the environment, goes to clouds, it goes to the streams, goes to the oceans, and given enough time, it mixes completely. So, Socrates drank a glass of water. It is a certainty, it's essentially a certainty, that some molecules that passed through his kidney were in that glass that you just drank. And it's not only that, by the same reasoning, there are more molecules of air in every breath you draw than there are breaths of air in all the Earth's atmosphere. So by the same calculation, every breath you take, some of those molecules pass through the lungs of whatever is your favorite historical character, Jesus. You want to think of us as separate and distinct from one another or not connected to the world, but we are. And for me, what I think of as fascinating ways.
I once taught a class at the Hayden Planetarium, evening class for adults, and someone in there at the end said, I got to level with you. I cast horoscopes, and I just wanted to learn more about astronomy. That's great. That's fine. And so she said, I can cast your sign. And I said, really? Okay. And she said, well, what's your sign? And then I asked her, well, if you're really into this and you had me for 12 classes or 15 classes, you should know the sign. If all this works the way you say, if it's so inevitable,
should be obvious.
It should be obvious.
Yeah.
She said, okay, you're a Cancer. And I said, no. So, okay, a Taurus. No. And then like 8 signs later.
It's like halfway through.
No, more than halfway.
More than halfway.
Yeah, 8 is more than 6 of 12.
Than 6, yeah.
Okay. So it was like the 9th guess. She said, you must be a Libra then. And I said, yes, a Libra. I knew it.
You're like, no, you didn't.
Okay. So here's what's going on there. Okay. So I've done this experiment. I invite you to do it. If you're in front of a big group of people, pick a well-read horoscope for that day. In a magazine or the app or whatever. Pick one at random and read it to the audience and say, whose horoscope did I just read?
And everyone's going to
2/3 of the hands will go up.
Yeah.
And then say, okay, for those you are certain I didn't read your horoscope. Okay, no, of those how many of you are certain it was not your horoscope? And they'll raise their hand. And then you tell them, and almost every case I've done this, people were certain it wasn't theirs, it was some of theirs. Yeah. And of course, it's not most of it, it can't be.
Right.
Okay, at most it's going to be a 12th.
Right.
So the point is, that's another confirmation bias going on.